Hey you guys, I'm Rachel Hunt Bailey. I am an elementary school art teacher and I'm also a Beachbody coach. I am currently Mrs. California Legacy US. I do scholarship pageants, or as you probably call them, beauty pageants, and I'm also a competitive figure skater. Okay, so my journey with Beachbody really started a while ago, back in high school, but I wasn't a coach. I kind of just liked the programs and I enjoyed working out for the purposes of losing weight right before a pageant. So that's kind of how I knew about Beachbody, but I had no idea there was this whole coaching opportunity. To me, it was just I worked out when I had to get in shape and I liked to do their workouts. Well, about 3 years ago, I got married, and my happily ever after turned out to be really stressful and not quite as fun as I had kind of imagined and pictured in my head. Don't get me wrong, I love my husband, but I was living in a fairy tale. I thought we're gonna ride off into the sunset and everything's gonna be great and money's just gonna fall from the sky. I don't know what I thought. But we got married and my husband decided he wanted to go back to school. And I was not really on board with that. I mean, I wanted to support him, but I was also I've never lived on my own before. And now, we have all these bills and, how are we going to pay for them? And I totally freaked out. And we were fighting a lot. And I started working 3 jobs. And I don't mean to, put my husband on blast or say, that he forced me to get 3 jobs. It wasn't really like that. I just was stressed out about money. And so I was teaching full time from 8 in the morning until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then I took on an additional job at the ice skating rink, and I was coaching ice skating lessons from 3:30 in the afternoon until 7 o'clock, sometimes 8:30 or 9 o'clock at night, depending on the day. And I was working on Saturdays because when you sign on to be an ice skating coach, you pretty much have to guarantee Saturday availability because that's when kids are available to take lessons. So I was working 6 days a week. And then, if that wasn't enough, I decided I was going to be the assistant director to the Placer County pageants as well. And so we were kind of making ends meet, but I was not happy. On Facebook, I'm sure it looked like we had a great, happy life. But on the inside, I was wasting away. And at the same time, packing on the pounds because I was stressed. I was overworked. I was tired. I was exhausted. When I would see my husband, which was hardly ever, we would fight. And that was my life for about a year. And I just didn't know how much longer I could go on. And then I saw my Beachbody coach post a picture online talking about how, she had kind of changed her life through this coaching business and how she was working from home now and she was in the best shape of her life and she was helping other women get fit. And this was her job. And I was like, that is so cool. That's so cool for her. And I kept reading on. And then she's like, if you want to do this too, you can. And I was like, well, that's where you're wrong, sister, because I could never do that. And I had a long laundry list of reasons why I wasn't good enough to be a Beachbody coach. And I just didn't believe I could for a lot of reasons. Mainly, I was 20 pounds overweight and working myself to death. So the whole idea of starting a fitness business to me just seemed ridiculous. So I kind of ignored the post. I mean, I liked it, but nothing happened after that. And my life continued on, and it stayed the same. You know that old saying, if nothing changes, nothing changes? Well, nothing changed. I was still working 3 jobs. I was still overweight. I was still overworked. I was still stressed out, tired, and broke. So a couple more months went by, and I don't know how. This is a miracle. Thank you, Jesus. I don't know how this happened. I got an email from her. I have no idea how I got on her email list, but I was on her email list, and she sent out a mass email, kind of she was, I guess, sending out fit tips a lot. And then on this particular email, it said, I promise I'll send more fit tips and recipes, but just this one time only, I just want to see if there's anyone interested in this coaching opportunity thing. And this was the second time that I kind of was listening to her talk about her journey with Beachbody coaching. So I reached out to her. This, to me, was scary. So I don't know how or why I replied, but I did. And I said, I think I want to do this. There's a little piece inside that's saying that this might be the answer to all of these issues and problems in my life, but I'm scared. And I just let her know, like, I'm overweight, I'm really busy, I don't know what a coach does or how I would even do that, so you would have to help me. And my coach was so sweet, and she responded, she goes, of course I would help you. If you want to do this, you can do it. And, you may want to scale back a little because it sounds like you're really busy, but you can do this. You can do this coaching thing. And so I jumped on board, and I went all in. I dove headfirst into coaching, and I have never looked back. I have loved it, and it has changed my life. Seriously changed my life. I lost 20 pounds. I was able to quit 2 jobs because I've been able to supplement my income with Beachbody. I have more confidence in who I am as a person and in my capabilities than I ever had before. Like, it kind of makes me sad to think about when she first sent that email and I just immediately was like, no, I'm not good enough for that. Like, that hurts my heart that I felt that way about myself. And now, the only reason why I'm Mrs. California right now is because when my director approached me about it and was like, I think that you'd be great at this, you should try out. If she would have asked me 3 years ago, I would have been like, no way. And this year I'm like, you know what, why not? Sure, sounds great. So my point is, coaching, if you give it your all and you really go all in, you can change every single area of your life. And my topic was I'm too busy for coaching, and I just want to tell you that, girlfriend, you're not too busy for coaching. If I can be a Beachbody coach, literally anybody can be a Beachbody coach, because like I said, I was working 3 jobs. I do pageants, I do figure skating, I do a lot of things. And that's not to say that you have to do a lot of things too. It's just that I know when I talk to people, usually their number one concern is, well, I don't have time. Like, I don't have time for that, so I can't do it. And here's what I just want to ease your mind about coaching a little bit. Here's the things I do, and all of us Beachbody coaches do. We work out, which if you're not working out already, you should. You should be working out. There's really nothing else to say about it. You could give it 10 minutes a day. We also post on social media. Are you on social media? You're on this call right now, so heck yeah, you're on social media. I already know you are. And we read personal development, and we add value to people's lives. We give free advice. So, in a nutshell, that's what coaches do, and anybody can make time for that. I don't care if you want to make 20 minutes a day for it, or if you want to do 2 hours a day. Really, the commitment is totally up to you, because with Beachbody coaching, you're your own boss, and you can work this business when you want, how you want, with who you want, where you want. From your cell phone, from your computer, from your kitchen table, from the couch, while you're watching a movie, while the kids are asleep, whatever. It's your business. And, really the only thing that I've sacrificed, honestly, is TV time and Candy Crush. I play a lot less Candy Crush than I did a couple years ago, and that's only a good thing. So you definitely have time for this. And we're going to get to hear from some other coaches about some other concerns that you might be having. And if we don't answer your questions, stay tuned, because you can go ahead and comment more questions you have. And coaches later in the afternoon are going to go live and answer those for you. It's so nice to see you guys.
Hi everybody, my name is Cindy, and I just thank you so much for joining us on this look into coaching and taking a deeper look into that and hearing some of the frequently asked questions or statements that we hear. We're going to be going over, and I'm just excited that you are taking this time out of your day to look into something that could change somebody's life. And before I get started on what I'm going to talk about, I just want to tell you just a little bit about me. I am an empty nester. I live in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and my husband recently retired, but I have been working on my journey, it seems like forever, because I've spent most of my adult life on this diet, that diet, trying to get it right, and did nothing but gain weight. And before I knew it, I was in my 40s and I was at least 110 pounds overweight. So that brought me to a point of frustration, of really disliking myself, thinking that I'll never get it right, and maybe that's just how it is when you age. It just becomes impossible. And so that's how I felt at that point in time. And then this wonderful woman kind of stuck her hand out and said, why don't you try this and try something different? And so my first workout I did with Beachbody was the 21-day fix, and it was fairly new. And it was, of course, way new to me because I had never done anything like that before. And so I took everything at face value. I'm like, and someone said, here, try this as it's laid out, which was a challenge pack, which was the workout, the eating plan, and doing Shakeology, which I was already doing prior. I had tried Shakeology, loved it, understood the concept of the nutrition behind it with the superfoods. So that was no problem for me, like incorporating that along with the eating plan, the containers, and exercise. So that summer when I did that workout, I saw changes that I hadn't seen in probably 2 or 3 years. I had pretty much come to a standstill working out at the gym and trying to do my own eating plan, which wasn't working, of course, like it hadn't in the past. And so when I saw those changes begin, and I saw that, boy, I can do more than what I ever thought I could. Like, that was the summer, and my friend Michelle, who'll be on here in a little bit, she'll laugh about probably forever that I'll know her about my burpees, is I didn't even know what a burpee was. And so my goal that summer was, I am going to do a burpee non-modified. So by the end of the summer, I was able to do that. And that excited me because that was hard for me, and I never would have thought I could do something like that. So that excited me and propelled me to want to continue on my journey. So anyway, down the road a little bit, I am about halfway there. So I have half of my weight I wanted to lose gone, and I've got half more to go, which I know it's going to come off in a fast way because I have excelled now at further workouts. And that's the thing, is just moving forward, and you just keep moving forward. But you know what? I was offered hope that day, and that is a gift that cannot have a price tag on it. When you offer somebody a hope for something that they had given up on and really put their life on hold, and that's how their life would have been, and it would have just propelled into worse health and being on medications and doing less, and that's where I was. So I'm just so glad that somebody stepped out and gave me that glimmer of hope and believed in me. And so let's get into some of the comments that have been said about people when, someone, and this is a perfect one because this is how I felt. As I got further on my journey within Beachbody and seeing how awesome the accountability groups and the support from other people were, and how that was really helping me in my journey, I was asked, or I was not told, I don't want to use that word. I was invited to be a coach. Somebody said to me, you would make a great coach. And I was like, no, I won't. First of all, I didn't have faith in myself. Never thought about it at all. Even though before Beachbody, I was sharing my journey because I don't know, I just wanted at least friends and family to be inspired to know that, hey, you can get up. At the time, I got up at 3:30 in the morning and went to the gym. And I was like, you can do that. So I was inspiring a little bit to my friends and family when I thought back. So I was doing some of the coaching aspect. But the biggest question I had was that I wasn't fit. Like, I can't do this till I'm fit. And, I can't be a coach. And let me tell you, that is such a big myth. Do not wait till you're fit, because you know what? First of all, you probably will never get there. So don't wait. Second of all, this is how you work on your own journey. You know, while you're helping other people, it helps you too, because it helps keep you focused. It helps keep you honest, right? So what a better time for you to work on your journey. Plus it inspires other people. And I'll tell you something, now this isn't, in the scope for everybody, but for me, in the past, I had gone to different weight loss organizations, okay? And I remember being counseled at one of them where you'd come in once a week, pick up your food, and then you would come in for this little counseling meeting. And forgive me if you're young, and I'm not meaning it to young people, but the woman that I had was very young. I think she still even lived at home. She hadn't even lived on her own yet, and she was going to school. And I would come in and she'd be like, well, you didn't eat all your meals and you went out like 3 times to eat during the week. And I was like, well, yeah. And she's like, well, you're not following the plan, Like, it's like she could not understand. There's no way that somebody who had never been, at least, what I was, 100 plus pounds overweight, could understand the turmoil that goes on, especially when you're trying to get it right. So I really felt like this person can't relate to me. Like, they've probably never been overweight in their life, period. And so having a journey, even if it's like you don't have a weight issue, but maybe you have a fit issue, you still are going to relate to people who think that they can't exercise, they can't get fit. This is the way it is. Whatever your stage is, that is going to be inspiring to other people. So no matter what your size, use that as your leverage, your stepping stone for your own journey, and then use it for inspiring others, because people love to see people move forward, especially in health journeys. I mean, we all love The Biggest Loser, right? We all love the extreme weight loss makeover. Why did we love those shows? Because we watch those people transform. So don't let that be an excuse, you guys. Anybody can do this. You can start at any time, and it'll just make your story more fabulous, more inspiring to people who are where you were at. And that's where the people, you'll probably attract those people that are like you. And you can begin to get that hope in your heart that I got, and you want to share it with other people. You want to give people a sense that they can do this, that they don't have to settle for what they feel maybe life has dealt them. They can take back the control and get healthy. So thank you for letting me join you and sitting in here and listening to me. And I'm just so excited for you to hear everybody else. You're going to hear some awesome things. You guys have a great day. And you know what? Whoever invited you in here, get back to them. Let them know what you thought of listening to all of us different coaches and hearing our experiences, hearing our part of our journeys, and hearing what we're sharing with you. Let them know what that has done for you. Anyway, you guys have a great day, and I hope to see you all. Bye.
So a common myth or misconception or issue with why people don't want to be a coach is, I don't know enough people. I'm not going to have enough people to reach out to. I'm not going to have enough people to coach, to inspire. It's not true. We could all easily, I think, list 100 people that we know, whether it's friends and family, your hairdresser, maybe your 5th grade teacher. There's so many people when you sit down and really think about different categories of people that you can come up with a list. And the truth is, we could all stand to be healthier or could really benefit from this opportunity in coaching. But there's also a lot of resources out there to help you come up with a list. There are tools called memory joggers, which kind of help and prompt you on some of that stuff. You're thinking about old neighbors and your roommate in college, those sorts of things. But there's also tons and tons of friending to be done on Facebook. I used to only friend people I actually knew, which that is the way to start. Absolutely. Build your warm market, the people you really know. And then I started just clicking that send friend request. on people that I just had some people in common. And it used to be my benchmark was, okay, we have to have like 50 people in common. And then it was, okay, 30. And now it's like 20. And I'm starting to go, maybe it's going to have to go down to 10. But you see, you have some things in common. And if you look at their page, you realize, we do have things in common. They have dogs. I have a dog. They have young kids. I have young kids. We have something we can talk about. And then there's platforms like Instagram, where your hashtags are where you find your people. Okay, so like for me, one of my number one things is that I'm crafty. I love to craft. So I use the hashtag craft all the time, and it brings people in because they're drawn to those tags. And when I go searching for people, I will put in things like fibromyalgia because I have it. And I want to connect with those people. And so I will start following them. And you build your network. It is really that easy. And as you build and you tell your story and you share with other people, you share your goodness, you share the proof of being the product, you share all of these awesome things, people are going to want a part of what you have because they see the difference. So making friends, literally, that's your job. Making friends, building your network, your tribe, your people is so much easier than you think.
Hi there, my name is Kelly Poteet and I am a high school English teacher. I'm a wife and a mom to two amazing teenagers, and I'm also a Diamond Beachbody coach. So I wanted to come on here and share my story with you in hopes that you get a better understanding of how all of us have come from different places and yet we're still able to make this wonderful journey work for us. So my fitness and health journey has truly been one of those that have been just a very long, windy road. So I'm going to take us way back to when I went to college and I gained that, let's just say freshman 25. And every year I would come home after college and just exercise ferociously to lose the weight, just to go back to school and gain it all over again. So I just repeated that cycle basically all 4 years of my college experience because I had no idea what healthy eating even looked like. I never paid attention to that whatsoever because I was young and I was just basically, doing what I thought I had to do, just, exercise to lose the weight. And it really wasn't until I got married and I had my children that I even considered looking into what healthy food meant and what my nutrition meant for me. And it came out of a place of authentic need. When I got pregnant with my son, my headaches just basically turned into migraines. And ever since I was a kid, I had headaches my entire life from like 9 years old on. But when I got pregnant, they just exacerbated into these crazy migraines to the point where I was basically shut down for like 2 weeks at a time. And they continued on with my daughter. And basically, I turned to my husband one day and I was like, I cannot do this anymore. I would be trapped inside my house in the dark while he would be outside playing with both of my children. And I was missing out on precious time with them. And I basically just one day was like, enough is enough. I need to do something about this. Like, I have to. So I started really researching into different foods and different philosophies about health and nutrition, and that's where Beachbody came into my life, like really came into my life. I found Shakeology, I fell in love with Turbo Kick, I became an instructor, and the long and the short of it is I changed my lifestyle. I changed my family's lifestyle, and I've been consistent with this ever since. If I was no more dabbling into, I'll exercise and then gain the weight again, or I'll take a look into it and feel better for a little bit. I really changed my life, and I changed my family's life too, because I had energy for them and I felt good for them, and my headaches got better. Have they completely disappeared? Absolutely not, but I wasn't going to be a victim to them anymore because the exercise and the healthy foods absolutely helped me. So that's where I fell in love with Beachbody. Now, as far as the coaching is concerned, I didn't even consider that because I really didn't even know it existed. But to be honest, it wasn't until I had a very traumatic event happen in my life almost 3 years ago now, My dad died in a plane crash suddenly, and it took me to my bottom. It rocked me to my core again, and it was kind of like a wake-up call. And at that point, I just sat there and I reevaluated some of the things in my life, and I basically was like, this health and fitness journey of mine isn't about me anymore. Yes, it was great. I was making myself feel better. I was doing good things for my family, but I knew I could do more, and I was just raised that way too, to believe that I could be helping and serving other people. And at that point, I knew that it was this was my place. This was my purpose. I had to reach out to other people and expose them to this world too, because you guys, that's what Beachbody can do. It cannot just help you physically and mentally, it also can be amazing for you financially too. And that's when I reached out and I stepped out and I became a Beachbody coach to inspire and motivate other people. Because as a high school teacher, I have all of these connections with all these different people. I'm going into my 20th year now, but I knew, as I'm watching all these other young moms out there raise their kids, and I'm listening to them talk about how they're tired and depressed and lonely, and they've gained all this weight, I knew that they didn't have to feel that way, and I knew that I could help them. So that's why I wanted to share my story with you, so that you can do that too. If you've been considering becoming a coach, that's what I'm here to talk to you about. I'm actually, my point in this whole conversation right now, I need to go ahead and change pace and talk to you about how do you sign up. So if you're at that point and you're like, you know what, I can do that, you're right, and I'd love to consider becoming a Beachbody coach, these are the ways that you can do that, and they're really simple. All right, so the first way, if you're considering becoming a coach, the easiest way is just to sign up with the basic coach fee, which is only, listen to this, $39.95. Any business out there, I can't even think of another business where you can start up your own company, be your own CEO for $39.95. All right. You do have a monthly business fee because you get your own website, you get all your own tools. You don't have to handle anything on your own. The company does it for you. So that's a $15.95 monthly fee as well. But the startup fee itself is $39.95. That's it. All right. The second option is the one that I strongly encourage everyone to do, and that's to sign up with a challenge pack. And the challenge pack basically gives you 1 month of Shakeology, so you can start feeling better and amazing right away. And it also gives you a fitness program of your choice. Right now there's nothing better out there than what we're offering right now. It's our Beachbody On Demand All Access Pass that gives you a year's worth of fitness. A year's worth of fitness at your fingertips to choose from. So you'll get Shakeology and a year's worth of fitness all combined in one, and your coach's fee is waived. Isn't that amazing? So that's what we would strongly recommend you do. And then with that, you get to decide if you want to go all in and work this business because you want to be physically, mentally, and financially free and fit, then all you have to do is go ahead and contact the person who asked you to join you tonight and say, how do I get started? Or you can go ahead and sign up with that also and just become like a preferred customer and enjoy the discount. The choice is yours. But I'm telling you, there is no better time to start than right now. The last thing I would want you to do is to wait, because I waited like 4 years too long to do this. And I'm loving my life right now, but I'm telling you, if only I would have started then, I would have been loving my life even more then too. All right? Thanks so much for listening tonight, and don't forget to go ahead and contact the person that asked you to join us, and go ahead and make that decision. You won't regret it. Thanks, guys.